As we've all seen over the past year, interest rates rising, some of these high yield savings account products and high yield checking accounts are being advertised to us daily, boasting rates as high as 4.3. Um, and this is important to consider because there are other products out there that are potentially better to invest in at this moment or maybe provide a higher interest rate. So recently, Amanda Vaught, who's here with me, wrote an article, a blog post about keeping your cash on the sidelines and how that can cost you. So it's really digging deeper into those subtle differences in percentage and turning them into dollars. So go ahead, Amanda.
Yeah, thanks, Emily. So, the reason I wanted to write this blog post up is because I think, a lot of times you talk to clients and you cite these percent numbers, and people don't usually think in percent numbers, they think in dollars. So I just wanted to convert some of these percents to dollars so people could see, what is the real difference, like what in my pocketbook. Um, so what I did is I started with the rates on November 30th, 2023 that I found online. So I took the American Express high yield savings account, which is paying 4.3%. And then I found a corporate bond for sale that day that was paying a little bit more than 4.6%, and just sort of did a projection to see what's the difference if you took $20,000 and you left it in the high yield savings account for 4 years, or you bought this corporate bond that was maturing in 4 years. So um, the major difference that I've been talking with clients is that the corporate bond, the rate is locked in over those 4 years. But for the high yield savings account, I know the number is great, and it is, but also it's not going to stay that great. It could get better, probably not, but maybe. We don't know the future, but most future predictors are saying it's going to go down, right? Once the Fed cuts rates, that say high yield savings rate is going to get cut as well. So it's hard to know exactly what's going to happen. But what I did was I took the current 4.3% rate, left it at that for a year. In 2025, I cut it to 4%, and then cut it down to 3% in 2026 and 3% in 2027, and to see what the final number was. And you would make $3,070 on your 20,000. And then for a comparison scenario, I took the corporate bond, projected out its payments. Once the bond paid out that coupon, I took those proceeds and just put it into the high yield savings account. So that was still earning interest from the bond coupon, right? At the same rate as if you just had left it in the high yield savings instead of the bond. So by doing it that way, the total payout at the end was more than $4,000 in gains. So a difference of $1,100 after 4 years. So that would be a dollar number, one scenario of what might happen when the Fed starts cutting rates. You could have $1,100 more with the corporate bond than just leaving the money in the high yield savings.
Yep. Something to consider.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
article.
So there's so many different iterations we could do of this.
Right.
Right. So I also did one if your cash balance was 50,000, and so that difference was closer to $3,000. So the numbers can change depending on what your starting assumptions are.
Mm-hmm. So we'll link that article in the show notes or
Let us know if
below,
you have
I
any
guess, on
questions.
YouTube. Yeah, and let us know if you have
Yeah.
any questions.
Okay.
Thanks.